Today we're joined by a very special guest, Sonam Pirani. Okay, initially when you started it, and if you were seeing these hate messages or you're seeing these trolls, that ever demotivate you to not continue?
My first hate comment started with love jihad.
The algorithm is also ever changing. What's the plan?
The best is to stay active and follow accounts that are actually constantly producing content around the algorithm.
All these friends' marriages, relative marriages. There's only just one question. When are you going to get married? You're already in 30. What's happening with you?
The whole goal is marriage.
You wanted to be a content creator, right?
Oh yeah, I blocked some of my relatives.
Exactly. That's the first step.
Have you ever had a fan moment?
Many times actually, yeah.
I want to ask you, who is Sonam Pirani? How would you describe yourself?
Well,
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a new episode of Karak Chat Podcast. Today we're joined by a very special guest, Sonam Pirani. Sonam, thank you for joining us.
thank you for having me.
And once again, I'm with Vishal here at Festival Plaza at Booker Cafe. Vishal, how are you today?
I'm doing good, and thank you for accepting our invite to this podcast. It really
It's my
means a lot.
pleasure. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really sweet of you to accept this invite. It means a lot. So, how's it been with you so far?
Good. So far, so good.
So far, I just saw your story. 4 o'clock, you got a fine
Yeah.
today? Traffic fine.
I don't know why. And that too, like, I invent new type of fines. That's what, amuses me the most. Like, how do I get these fines? Today was like something super weird.
Okay.
I haven't heard of that type
Yeah.
of fine. Yeah.
What did you get for?
It's, wait, let me tell you what it says.
Okay.
It says, Integrated Transport Center. Now, what's that? No one knows, I think.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Have you renewed your license? Have you renewed your car
Of course,
license?
yes,
All
yes. All my documentation work is clear.
Well, that's the Dubai life, I guess. Sometimes you do that. But so let's start with, if I want to ask you, if the guests want to know, who is Sonam Pirani? How would you describe yourself?
Well, I am a compassionate human being.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say that.
Nice. Okay.
Who is very ambitious
Yeah.
and is a small town girl who has big city dreams
Okay.
and is on that journey and trying to fulfill that.
That is wonderful.
Yeah.
Nice. Because I was going through your profile. I mean, you're close to 100K followers on Instagram. That is something big. And you've done a lot of things. You're from India, you're working with multiple brands. You're in brand management, buyer, you're a content creator. How do you manage everything? And does it get pressure at that time? You're like, oh my God, I need a break? Or how does it go?
I think, being a content creator and an artist, you always struggle with, especially with the whole creativity bit, right? You always struggle to switch off, to find a break time and all of that. But I think balance is extremely important. And it's very important to take breaks in between. So I think I manage that.
Okay.
Whenever I'm feeling like burnout, I definitely tend to take a lot of breaks, and that's what helps me. Yeah.
Okay.
But it's a lot, definitely. Yeah.
Okay. And so how did your journey start to Dubai, first of all? Because I know you were working in India before and you had your own fashion brand at times called Nora. Then when did the move to Dubai happen? And how was that transition like?
Honestly, it was just an escape mechanism.
Okay.
Because when I was running my own brand, I
Yeah.
was not able to be able to afford a house by myself. So
Okay.
I was living with my parents because there was a lot of investment going
Got
into
it.
the brand. So I
Yeah.
thought, let me save on rent. And I was living with my parents, and that time I was turning 30 and they were just not letting me live, It's
Okay.
it's
Yeah.
almost impossible for Desi parents to
course.
let a girl be if she's single in her 30s. It's like, when are you getting married? That's
Exactly.
the only topic.
Yeah.
So I was like, I need to escape this life, I can't be depressed and unhappy and
Yeah.
seeing my parents unhappy. So Noon.com approached me.
Okay.
Yeah, for one of their category manager
While you were
roles.
in India?
Yes,
Okay.
for one of my category manager roles.
Yeah.
And it sounded interesting. And I love Dubai. I have been to Dubai so many times
Got it.
before.
Okay.
So I was like, let me just take that leap of faith. But yeah, it was really hard because I had to leave my brand behind, and I had the whole, setup, workshop and people working for me. So for some time, I tried to manage both
Yeah.
the job and the brand, but then I was struggling
course.
to actually
Yeah.
manage my brand at home back in India. So I thought, okay, I have to decide now. And then I took a break from the brand. Yeah.
How was it? How was your first time experience in Dubai? So which year did you come to Dubai?
I moved in 2021. That was like right after COVID. I think I took the first flight that started after COVID. Yeah, it was literally that.
Wow.
Like,
Yeah.
I have to escape.
Yeah, I have to escape. Yeah.
But how was that experience? That's the peak time, right? When COVID ended at that time, right? Yes, COVID ended at that time.
Yeah.
So like the overall experience and like what would you say about Dubai?
Honestly, first 6 months were terrible. Like noon.com is intense to work with when it comes to like Yellow Fridays and sales and stuff like that. And I think I almost landed during that time. So it's like so intense. It's more than 12 hours of work every day. And I was like, what is this culture? You know, I'm not used to it. Despite being in India, I'm not used to this work culture. And every day I was again feeling like running away somewhere else. So my escape from India wasn't working for me because I wasn't liking it here. And then, but I think I just hung in there. I decided to just give myself some time and be a little easy on myself. And and then things fell in place.
Right. So 2021, you come to Dubai, you work with Noon. How does this content creation start?
I think the content creation part started from my own brand. So my brand Nora grew on Instagram. I started it from the scratch on Instagram.
Yeah.
And when I was making content for my brand, it was going really viral.
Okay.
So I was like, this is for my brand and this is the results that it's driving for my brand. Why don't I do it for myself? Because that time I was approaching influencers and asking them how much do they charge per post and how much do they charge per reel. And the rates were like, I'm like, this is something I should be doing, you know, why am I not doing it? And that's when I knew that I want to do it. But again, coming back to the whole India setup, I was feeling a little, society pressure. And I was like, everyone knows me here. If I start posting videos, it'll be awkward and weird. But when I moved to Dubai, I'm like, no one knows here. Let me at least get started with the page and we'll see. So I literally blocked all my family members and I started I started a new page and I blocked everyone. And I'm like, no one's gonna see what I'm doing and let me just start.
Right.
And and then, I think maybe I love it so much that it comes naturally to me and I'm very passionate about it.
Yes.
So people started liking it and it just went really well. Then I unblocked everyone. Now everyone knows what I'm doing. So
You like testing it first. If it works out.
Exactly. No, it's not about that. It's about the fear of judgment. It was about that.
Oh yes, that's for sure. But then it does come natural to you. But who decides those captions? Or is it yourself?
I mean, it is me.
Wow.
Definitely. But it's not like, okay, when you started out, I knew that this is what I want to do. It's only when I posted it and when I saw so much love, that too, like my 80% of my audience is women, it's not men. So, so I get so much love from women, to be honest. And that's what I like about my content. And secondly, it also helps with the whole commercial aspect because conversions are higher because women are following me and I'm posting all the fashion stuff. So brands also get conversion, right? So it works for me.
Yeah, I think it's quite motivating also, right? Because then you have your target audience and that target audience is I think you wanted that target audience also, right? And
of course.
And you're getting
it
that
works.
and it works for you. Wow.
Yeah.
But that's very witty for coming out from you, those captions and everything. It's to the point. To be honest, I turned 30 and I relate with you.
Oh my God. I'm so happy that it's coming from a guy, Usually it's only women who say that.
No, come on. I traveled back India and I stay in Hyderabad. So, all these friends' marriages, relative marriages. There's only just one question. When are you going to get married? You're already in 30. What's happening with you? So it's always that, right? And then when you post something like that, you instantly connect to it, right?
Exactly.
So it's not just I'm telling you, it's not just
No, but one problem I find with brown society is the whole goal is marriage. There's nothing else in life to explore or
Yeah.
to do. And the whole life of everyone revolves around,
Yeah.
marriage. And honestly, like from what I've seen, all my friends are married. I've realized that marriage is not the end goal because that's just the beginning of everything,
Yeah.
like. So I feel like that's what I don't like about it because there's so many things to do in life apart from that. And I don't think that's the only goal that a person should have. So,
Yeah, I think the issue with brown society is like from the past, they've just been like one, like they just have one thing.
unidirectional. Yes,
Exactly, right?
yes.
And no one, especially with our parents, no one was there to ever guide them. They lived in India. For me, they lived in Pakistan, and for them, it's been like, okay, what is for us? Like, work your 9 to 5 job, get earn for your family, and then repeat. There's nothing outside of that.
Same
Like,
thing, yeah.
'Cause if you,
And then with that 9 to 5, you don't even have time to like spend time with the family.
Exactly.
So, like, what's the point of having that family when you don't have
Yeah.
time to spend with them, So,
Cause I know, cause my parents, my uncle, they'll be working late night as well, and I'll be like, when am I gonna hang out with my dad?
Exactly,
And then you
yes.
don't make that connection.
Yeah,
Into it, and when you bring that up, then there's family drama and everything. You're like, okay, what's next? And then all of us end up in Dubai, trying to escape.
yeah.
In terms of how your family is accepting the idea of you being a content creator right now at this age, and or have they accepted it, or they're still like, okay, there's still family pressure when you go back to India. That's okay.
It's not about just going back to India. The pressure is on every day. Like, it's literally like brown parents don't give up. They just feel like it's their responsibility and it's their only goal in life remaining, like to see your children married. That's about it. So, like, I think the pressure doesn't go away. You need to learn how to deal with it. That's the only way. Yeah, out. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So do you believe in dating apps?
I don't.
Okay.
Yeah. I know a few friends who are married through dating apps, but I think that was the initial phase of dating apps
Yeah.
when actually people were taking it seriously. We've reached a point where no one's taking it seriously. So, yeah.
I think this is a conversation I'm having with my friend, and he was like, because he lived in the UK, and he was like, yeah, generation, especially like, not the newer one, but our generation is more like, let's just test everything. And like you said, it's always another option. And that idea has ruined the whole image of long-term relationships, where you can't find someone as a long-term partner because you're always scared of what if that person's thinking of someone else, and your partner's always scared. Like,
Exactly.
what if- yeah.
Yeah.
So that conversation never also takes place, and if you bring that up, then there's a fight of like, oh, you don't trust me, and that whole issue comes up. And
Yeah.
I feel like that's what the current dating culture has been. And again, for us brown kids, we can't explain that to our parents as well. Like, hey, you need to understand that. If like, what are you talking about?
I swear. Like, sometimes when my mom sends me on Rishta dates, it's very normal for me. And then sometimes I come back and I tell her that, okay, there was no chemistry. And she's like, what is this word? I'm not
Yeah.
able to understand, How can you say that? And I'm like, I don't know how to explain what chemistry is or what compatibility is,
That is true.
It's hard for...
Very funny how she said Rishta dates. Rishta and dates together.
Yeah, because it's like
Yeah.
arranged.
Yeah, arranged date.
Yeah.
Yeah. Luckily, my parents understood that because when they set me up with someone, it actually worked out. Yeah, and I'm like, okay, I'm talking to the girl. Honestly, I felt like I'm the dumb one in that conversation when I was speaking to her, and she seemed really smart. And then I was like, okay, you know what? This is actually working out. Alhamdulillah, worked out.
Alhamdulillah.
Yeah, and for me, again, we were having a lot of issues in terms of finding someone, the right person. And when I told my mom, oh, like that communication is not there, she was like, okay, I understand. I was like, well, you do? I feel because my mom took out the time to understand, okay, how this generation is actually working out, and like she learned about mental illness and everything because that whole topic.
You're actually blessed. Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because before that, when I was growing up, my parents never believed that because from my aunts and they'd be like, yo, you think therapy, is he crazy? And they changed that whole concept where they're also encouraging my cousins to go like, no, you need it. It's not about being crazy. It's about you just feeling better mentally.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think my mom took the effort to do that, and I really love her for that. And that changed. And that whole idea of therapy, instilling that in Desi parents' mind is difficult.
It is. But I think, I think I also found it very hard, like the whole therapy bit. But then my mom had bipolar disorder, and that's when I realized that okay, that's when my whole knowledge and research started, that I need to understand what this is. And then at least my family is super open about it, because that's what helped, so all of us know that this is not something which is
Let's move away from this serious topic. Let's stay on this. You posted a video about, random guys, whether they being people or not, in social media, asking you out. Has anyone taken you to a horse ride yet or not?
No one. But honestly, the whole idea of making that video was that there's so much more to do, and I don't drink. So, I don't want to go out drinking. It's as simple as that. And I'm someone who loves a lot of outdoorsy stuff. So if someone wants to ask me out, be creative, don't be so dumb and silly. Please level up. That's what I was trying to say.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
What's the dumbest message you have ever gotten, if you remember? Are you man?
I don't think I remember
Okay.
the dumbest message, but yeah.
But any that
There's-
stands out, you're like, man, not just again. You just
Yeah, okay, I think what I find really dumb is men messaging multiple women the same shit. There is a guy who's messaging me and all my friends the same thing, let's go out here, the place name,
All right.
same thing, to all the girlfriends of mine and me. Please, how are you expecting a response to that message?
He's not smart. I would say that.
not do that.
No, come on. Why would I?
Making sure.
And also, I think honestly, I don't think the whole sliding into DM works for content creators, because there's so many DMs. So
Exactly.
it's really hard to filter and decide who to go out with. So that's definitely not working. Yeah.
I was looking at your, do you know, people who follow you or who see your content actually fight with each other also on your comments?
Yeah, on some of the videos, yes.
So it was a very funny, I laughed very hard on this one. So it was, I think you posted something about this product called Facet, the app,
Yes.
financial app. And you were talking about your age, and you're telling people about how women should be independent and all of that. And then I was just checking the comments, right? What would be the comments be for this?
Yeah.
And there was this, I think, woman, she's like, in the previous video, you said that your age is 31, but now you're saying your age is... So, you're out of the whole context.
She only cared about...
She only cared about the age. And then there's another comment below that, which is why do you even care about her age?
Yeah.
And then she replies to that. I was like, God, this is hilarious.
Was that you?
Uh,
Yes.
No.
Should have defended her.
No, but honestly, it's my. I know that my reels are get extremely polarized responses. There's women fighting with men most of the times. It's only that men are trying to roast me and try to put me down, and it's women who are
Supporting.
yeah, exactly, supporting me and fighting with them that what you're thinking is incorrect. But it's so sad to read those comments, because men get abusive for no reason in those comments. What's the point of being abusive? If you want to say something, you can say it without using a swear word. What's the point of using swear words into that conversation?
But yeah, if you ever feel low, guys, I'm telling you, this is like a therapy. Go to any influencer's account, check their comments.
But imagine what that influencer must be going through. Yeah, literally. It's for you, it's fine. But what about us?
I know.
Yeah, we go through shit.
How do you cope with it? Okay, initially when you started it, and if you were seeing these hate messages or you're seeing these trolls, did that ever demotivate you to not continue?
So honestly, in the beginning when I started, my first hate comments started with love jihad. So I posted a video with a guy who's from Pakistan, and it was my date. So it was a dating video. That went viral for the first time, and it reached 6 million views. But the thing is, my name is Sonam Pirani, so most people think I'm Hindu. and the guy was Muslim, so they started commenting love jihad, love jihad, love
So all the Hindu guys.
Exactly. Everyone started commenting that. And the worst was like they were commenting that you will found with broken legs in a suitcase. You will be found with broken legs in a suitcase and stuff like that. And that's when I was like, oh my God, this is what the perception that people have about being a Muslim, or like I did not even know that this is a reality.
This is a perception people have dating a Muslim, thinking that you were.
Exactly, yeah. So I like flipped. I was like, what is happening? I could not understand. But then slowly, like, luckily I have a very good set of friends who make me understand, and they told me like, Sonam, do you think Deepika Padukone wouldn't be getting hatred on her, social media? If you want to be that personality, if you want to be out there, and if you decide to continue with this, then you have to learn how to deal with it. So my best way of dealing with this is ignoring it completely. Yeah. But there are things like, for example, I have some insecurities, right? I'm a human being. And if the comment is directly on that, then it triggers you because you already are insecure about it. So yeah, that happens a lot.
Okay, let me take my word. This is not funny, okay? Like, comments like this is not funny for sure.
Yes.
Yeah. I'll just take alcohol from this one.
No. But yeah, like, still, comment section is funny, to be honest.
It is. Sometimes
It's hilarious, yeah. I laugh a lot as well, yeah.
You wanted to be a content creator, right?
Oh, yeah.
You
Yeah.
want to take any advice from Sonam?
I'm going through. So I blocked some of my relatives.
Exactly. That's the first step.
That's the first step. They got back to me.
No way. So how did you deal with it?
I didn't deal with it. Huh?
You ignored?
I was just like, like I told them, like, I don't want you to see my content, whatever I'm posting. I was very straightforward with them. But then again, I just realized it's not just about the relatives as well. I think I fear a lot about the people around me as well. Like, you're going to office every day. You have friends. What are they going to think about what I post? Yeah. So that fear is still in me. So that's why, like, I'm like kind of.
But you will have to let it go, and you will have to be there every day consistently. That's what will.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
how consistent are you? Like.
I think I post every day.
Yes, I see your stories every day.
But I also have a manager who does the posts for me. I don't do it.
Okay.
Yeah. So she is the one who's being consistent.
Right. But does consistency matter? Like, after a certain point of time, because you have got like millions of views, right? So
Yeah, but I think it still does matter because, the algorithm is such these days that it's not reaching to your followers, it's reaching to your non-followers. So for you to discover a new audience, you have to keep posting every day. That's the whole point. Because, right now my follower reach is only 1%. So the rest, 99% is non-followers. But that's how they've changed the algorithm. So,
okay, I also wanted to understand this because you mentioned that you have a manager, right? So definitely the manager is posting out and everything. But you definitely have followers who have connected with you when you started posting it and when the content was coming out from you. Even though the content is coming out from you, but it's not you who's posting it right now, it's your manager.
Right.
Right? So doesn't it create, I don't know, like, do they still connect with you at the same way? Or is it not like, I don't know how to say it, like,
I mean, it's still her content though, right?
yeah, exactly. Everything is mine. Apart from so see,
what about the
as
caption?
I think about it as an entrepreneur. And imagine if you're an entrepreneur and you're not able to do something on your own. You will hire and delegate, right?
Right.
That's what I've done here. I wasn't able to stay consistent. And I needed someone who could help me with that. That's the only reason I have. Content comes from me. Ideation is me. The whole design, editing, everything is from me.
Right.
The only thing that she's able to do is, like, I'm able to generate a content bank for her, tell her that, hey, this needs to go live on this date, and it goes live.
So it's like a content calendar that
Yes,
you guys
exactly.
have it in between,
Yes,
and then.
yes. That's how it works.
Oh, right.
And stories and everything is done by me. I think like everyday touch point is stories with the audience. So they definitely like relate to me because I'm posting stories by myself.
What's the hardest part of content creation?
I think the hardest part is staying consistent.
Okay.
And the other one for me would be like, especially when, like the algorithm has been so weird these days that one reel shoots to like 300, 400K and the other one would barely make it to 10K. So the inconsistency in the whole system in itself, in algorithm, it sometimes demotivates you and wants you to give up. But that's when you know that, okay, you have to keep going. That's what is the toughest part, to be honest.
I think what I feel with content creation is the editing part. It's the toughest job.
So see, that's what, like my advice to you will be whatever you feel is hard, delegate. Like give it away. And that's the best way to go about it because you need to think of it as a business, not as a, individual. Yeah.
Right. Business 101 from Sonam.
Yeah. No, honestly, that's when I realized that the real growth is happening.
Which follower mark that was where you realized that, you know what, I want to continue this or I can make maybe a living out of this? When was that realization?
Honestly, that will never come to you. Yeah. And it doesn't, I think it's only my passion that keeps me going. How much ever revenue I make out of it, it's not going to satisfy me. But like these people's comments, people's love is what makes me like keep going and working at it. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Do you ever get like pressurized into like, if let's say that a conflict's happening around the world, and you don't speak about it, and technically you're an influencer, do your followers ever come to you like, oh, why didn't Sonam talking about this, or why isn't she posting about this? Does that pressure happen? Because a lot of people think that even like normal influencers, it's their job to talk about the right thing, the wrong thing, even if it doesn't resonate with their brand. And they feel like what you say will actually have an effect. So does that ever come to you?
Yes, the pressure is definitely there. Forget pressure. Honestly, I don't give in to pressure. I do what I feel like doing from within. And if I'm supporting a cause, I want to share and talk about it, right? But then I also need to be considerate of the fact that this is my bread and butter. And it shouldn't be affected. It shouldn't affect my livelihood, right? That's the whole point. So if we talk about, I want to give an example of Palestine, like last year when the entire conflict started and when the world is trying to understand, right? No one knows what's happening. It's so complicated, but still like there's a lot of things that are very simple and which is like civilians shouldn't be killed, right? So I was obviously supporting Palestine and sharing a lot of content about it. And then all of us know that the reach was shadow banned, the accounts were getting shadow banned, and it's just out there, the information, right? So that happened to my account as well. And I struggled, to be honest, to bring back my reach for the longest time. And that's when I decided that whatever I want to support or talk about it, I'm going to do it on my personal account, not on this account. So that's how I decided to go about it. But yeah, there are people who still tell me that why were you sharing that content? And there are people who still tell me that why are you not talking about it? So it's completely my life and my choice and my account. And I decide what I want to do with it,
Yes.
Not people. It's my account. So I think it's, yeah.
Yeah, but help me understand this. But it's because of people that as content creators, you're able to get the work, right? It's your followers.
But it's my work as well, right? I mean, I am putting in the work that people are liking. People are not liking me for me. People are liking my work, right? So it's the work. So at the end of the day, I am putting in the work as well, right? So it's my decision.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Got it. Okay. Well, like, what else do you get criticized from your videos? Apart from
I think you should ask what do I get like praised for, because criticism is all over the place. Like,
no, we know what do you get praised for.
What did you get
Like,
praised
you know,
yeah, please tell me what do I get praised for?
her wit, I think. You definitely get
Thank you for saying that,
Yeah, like wit is on
Yeah.
point. the content, you would never expect a woman walking in sari
Okay.
in Marina and
Yes,
then having
totally.
that caption, right? That is like unexpected content for you.
Yeah.
So I think you must be getting praised for your content as well.
I do.
Yes. And then definitely there is a certain age range, maybe around 31-ish to 40-ish, which is following you the highest
Yes,
in the
yes.
women category.
Yes.
Yeah, see, I didn't even look her at
No, but he's correct
Yeah.
about that.
Sounds like the number one fan right now.
No, because I resonate with her. Like, I connect with your
Yeah,
content. Like,
yeah.
it is really amazing. So, yeah.
Wow, you know it already.
Yeah.
You should
But-
wear sari too and walk in Marina.
No, you know what? I'll do a male version of what.
You should do. Why aren't you doing it?
Then you tag her inspired by Sonam Pirani.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
I'll do that as well.
Yeah, you should do.
Inspired by Sonam
Yeah.
Pirani.
No, but honestly, like I just feel like whenever I have found something really hard to shoot, that has given me the best response online. So hard work is directly proportional to the response and the performance
Yeah.
of whatever you do. You know, like these, for example, walking in Lenga in JBR was really hard for me. Because everyone's seeing you and all of that, and it's full of like tourist crowds, so everyone's like looking at you. But then I know that online this is going to generate the best response. So I think it's directly proportional.
I think the tourists
Yeah.
had their paisa vasool for sure that day. Seeing a woman walking in lehenga in jail.
Yeah.
Because I feel like
Yeah.
for non-Desi people, when they see a Desi outfit, for them they think like royalty. Like, what is this?
Yeah. And honestly, they admire it.
Exactly.
They
Yeah,
always
yeah.
praise, even when I'm walking, they'll be like, oh my God, your outfit is gorgeous,
Right,
or,
right,
you
right.
look gorgeous, whatever. So it's been a good experience, to be honest. Plus, I feel like with the whole content creation in Dubai, it's still not evolved, meaning everyone's just trying to create very ad-like content. Very few people are trying to do authentic, real content. So that's the reason it stands out, because it's more real, like I'm actually walking on the road. So yeah, it works.
Is it difficult for you to get that originality in every content?
Yes, very hard. Very, very difficult. Because honestly, like there's three sides of it, okay? Content creation. Actually four. One is what algorithm wants. The other thing is what brand wants. Third thing is what you want as a creator. And the fourth thing is what audience wants, right? There are four things.
Yeah.
And it's so hard to balance all those four aspects. Especially with brands, I fight a lot because they just want, to showcase their product in the most aesthetic way. But that's not what works online, So you have to I have to put my own twist to it, make a story around it, and then present it to the audience so that it's aesthetic as well as there's a story behind it. Yeah. So it's really hard to balance all of those.
Yeah, and I think we were discussing about algorithm also earlier, and then it came out right now also. Like the algorithm is also ever changing, right? So like, what's the plan for it? Like, do you have a certain plan? Like, or do you get notified by Instagram or YouTube, like we have a change in our algorithm, or we are coming with a new format or anything?
No one gets notified, but I think the best is to like stay active and follow accounts that are actually constantly producing content around the algorithm. There's a lot of accounts.
Right.
Like for example, the Instagram head in itself has an account and he keeps sharing all the new updates that come in the algorithm. So I follow him. There's this really good account, Julia Broom. She does like the algorithm changes. So these are, I think, the accounts that you should follow and stay on top of it. Yeah. And the second is like diversifying and not sticking to one platform. I think that's very important. Like I remember that I just started a YouTube account out of nowhere because one day suddenly Instagram emailed me that your account is taken down. This has happened to me.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So that's when I was like, oh no, I need to start some other channel because this is not, what if they take it away one day? This is my bread and butter. So I started YouTube and I'm at 35K on YouTube. So yeah.
Okay, because I was watching this video by Ranveer. He's a famous, if you guys know, he's a famous YouTuber in
Allahabadia.
Allahabadia, yeah. Beer biceps.
Yes,
He's also
yes,
on
of
my list.
course.
Yeah, and I think one of his team members were talking about this whole algorithm concept, and they were like, you have to be on top of it. Like the day Instagram released Reels or YouTube released their Shorts version, they were like on top of it. Like, anyone who created Reels or Shorts, their profiles were like pushed by the
Exactly.
algorithm,
Yes,
like
yes.
they were on fire.
I have experienced that
Yeah,
myself.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And I think now, I just because I attend these podcast sessions also, now it's coming up like YouTube and everyone is coming up with a longer format of reels and shorts. Everyone is coming with like 3 minutes, 180 minutes of 3 minutes of uh, shorts. Yeah, shorts and reels. So I think that's going to again whoever captures that.
Exactly. But then Instagram doesn't support long format. So it's really like hard to find a balance. I think repurposing is also very
Right,
important.
right.
Like create 3 minutes for YouTube, then create 30 seconds for Instagram and create 1 minute for TikTok, So
Each platform has a different audience. Because Instagram, if you see, the attention span for all your followers will be very
it's
low.
so low.
So you need
Yes.
to capture them in the
Yeah.
first 5 seconds, otherwise it's done.
But plus also like the highest number of brand partnerships happen on Instagram, right? So like that also is very important to stay in the game. Yeah, exactly. So
Do you have any more content advice you want to take from Sonam?
Oh no, I don't have any more advice. I'm curious about one thing. When you post about like, you're going for horse riding every week and you post your locations or don't people just barge into that location or anything? All right, yeah.
I think it's Dubai, it's fairly safe like
yeah.
that way. Yeah, people don't. But
People do respect their privacy.
yeah, exactly. I think it's that's been nice. But like yeah, these things happen like sometimes I'm posting from my apartment or something, so they're like, oh, I have bought an apartment in that building. People identify which building I live in and all those things, so these
Right.
things happen. But I think Dubai being Dubai, it's super safe.
Have you ever had a fan moment?
Many times actually, yeah. Like especially when I'm in Dubai Mall or anywhere, like someone would come to, like I was at Jitex last week and people were walking up to me and they were like, oh, we follow you. So that's nice actually. That's just a good validation for a creator, because that's what we are aiming for, to reach our audience and to like obviously keep them happy. And it's nice when someone comes up to you. Yeah.
Apart from all the content creation and the work life, who is Sonam? Like, what do you like to do? I know you like horse riding. Besides that, how would you spend your day?
So when I'm free, I actually honestly go pray. That's something I really like because that's my peace. And then other things are like watching a movie or, spending time with friends, or like I also like pampering myself, so massages and, stuff like that. Yeah. It's all Dubai life, I think. Yeah, it's very much like I'm living the Dubai life and I love it, honestly. Yeah. And whenever I have like 1 week or so free, then I want to travel definitely, because I have recently started loving solo travel. So I think I'm going to do more of that. Yes.
Favorite place you have visited so far?
Sorry?
Favorite place you have visited so far? Like, best place. No, but best place where you say, like, this country, from me, I loved it. Like, your trip.
I recently went to Tbilisi,
Okay.
Yeah.
Georgia, and I really liked it. And last year I did my first ever ski trip.
Okay.
Like, and honestly, I saw snow for the first time because being from India, like I had never seen snow because I'm from the West. So it was in Azerbaijan, which I really liked. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, solo trips are. Yeah, even I have started like.
Solo trip?
Yeah, I think this guy he only told me like you know what. So I always wait for my friends.
Right.
Like like can we just go for a trip or something? And this guy said like calls me Vishu. So we should just go for a solo trip. And I was like, I booked my ticket. I took my
Where
bag.
did you go?
I went to Baku.
Ah,
And,
okay.
like, yeah,
nice.
I stayed like for 4 days over there.
Yes.
I was just like walking around the city, eating food, talking to people, and it was
Exactly. I think solo trips are so underrated.
yeah.
Especially in this region, like what I felt is like, even in Georgia, what I felt is like, as a woman, you get more attention, love, people are like like they're caring for you. And they'll like, I was being offered free food as well, some places, so it's nice being a solo traveler as a woman, it was such a nice experience. And they would in fact call you and be like, join us, why are you there alone? And yeah, it was nice.
That is true. But when I see videos of in Pakistan when the foreigners are coming and they're getting all the free food in China, and I'm like, I walk like them, I sound like them, but I get called a white boy who doesn't get free food. I'm like, man, all these white people are coming and getting free food from my own people. I'm like, that's.
But I think that's the obsession with white skin. Maybe.
But see, then there was a guy from India visiting Pakistan and he's getting free food. I'm like,
is it?
Yeah, and I'm like, he's like, oh, I'm from India. Like, oh, brother, come take this. And I'm like,
or maybe obsession with tourists.
Yeah,
Or
it
maybe
is.
that's just for the videos.
Could be, but I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, I do so many things for videos and for the gram, Sometimes I feel bad. Why am I doing this? But sometimes I'm
Have
like,
to do it.
yeah, exactly.
I mean, I've been telling Michelle to do that, but he doesn't listen.
It's a little annoying in the beginning, to be honest.
It is very annoying.
Yeah,
It is.
exactly. But you have to break free from it, I think. It's really hard to actually, because sometimes you feel like, okay, you don't relate to it, and like, for example, initially when I had started, I was getting a lot of restaurant invites and stuff. And when I used to go there, I'm like, I'm not enjoying the food anymore. I used to love going to restaurants, but because I'm getting it for free and I'm doing it for work, I stopped enjoying it. And I'm like, I need to stop this because this is my leisure time. And it's getting, there's no difference between work and fun. And
To have a divide.
yes. But then I stopped. I'm like, no, I'm not going to restaurants for free. It's not fun anymore. Yeah.
Have anything else?
No.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. A couple of questions before we end. Would you start Nora again?
Yes. For sure. 100%.
Or you would still thinking about it?
So I think I did not mention, so I just recently started my own agency, Nora Socials. So I'm doing social media for businesses now. And that's also called Nora. So, but yeah, the next step is obviously like starting my own brand, Nora, again.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
excited about Nora. I would like to see what you do.
Yeah. I'm super excited too about it.
And last question, which I ask all my guests is, how do you define success? Like, what's your version of success, and where do you see yourself to reach that definition?
Well, like it completely depends and from person to person. But for me, it is like freedom of time and to be able to do whatever I want to do during the day.
Yeah.
Like plan my day my way and not on someone else's, so that's and I think, that is related to money as well. So I would say yes, like definitely I want to reach that level. And the second thing is, I want to be happy. Happy is success for me. Happiness. Yeah.
Well, Sonam, it was great having you.
Thank you so much for having me.
So much for coming. And ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you in the next episode. Do follow her and,
Thank you. And follow them.
and check out Booker Cafe as well.